Hi all, welcome to my Bundesliga Team of the Season Predictions video. This one could see 3 more 99s potentially inbound, and I would say there is potential for that Kimmich in particular to even be in the 9th plus club depending how things progress. Well, if you could smash like so, would be much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at @GIsALegend. All links are down below for both the channel and social media links as always, and comment down below who you think could make the Bundesliga team of the season. So my main goalie is Neuer. That should be pretty academic for that spot. Not just team of the year, best goalie, but he's been very consistent in net for Bayern, kind of like form of old and just doing the business. And a 19, because obviously how team of the year progressed, I thought making him a 99 team of the season, if they're trying to make the team of the season cards the best version, then this is kind of what I would assume, because then it makes Neuer a bit more desirable, as it were, and it just potentially gives near enough every position nearly 99s really. That's what you're kind of almost working towards. Defence, Hinteregger seems like the main one of the main centre backs, been very consistent for Frankfurt, has a couple of informs and a headliner, so can't go wrong with that. Alphonso Davies, obviously, if going on the basis of his team of the year, we'd assume the team of the season potentially would be say +3 on it. That's what we're speculating, and if honest, that could just be an even better card than it already is. Trimmel, very consistent defender for Union Berlin, just seems to do like consistent business for them. He's just big reason why they're challenging for a European spot, and they've settled themselves in the Bundesliga now, and Trimmel just plays a big part, getting the odd goal, but it's mostly assists is what he delivers. Kimmich, 99 rated is what I'm going for. He could be up there for one of the best ever cards in FIFA, and certainly looks like he would tick all the boxes if he gets in the 90 plus club, obviously, but that's just case of wait and see, I suppose. Goretzka and Muller, obviously Muller's a tricky one because obviously he has a moments card with boosted pace, so we've just assumed that in Muller's case that would just be where the improvement comes in even more, and it just makes him even more desirable than he already is. Like, the moments card was a nice card, it was just expensive and was daft. It should have came at team of the year when it might have been near enough this kind of rating, or 94 whatever, give Muller some like appreciation, as it were, but it is what it is. Goretzka could be someone else that could push like the 90 plus club potentially, and that would be ticking a lot of boxes. That would be he could be expensive, like there's no denying it. Like that would be like, could be one of those most expensive cards ever in FIFA for a team of the season. Then Sancho kind of could be, depending on, because he's got what if, so it depends what they go for the boost. So that's why I went 97 rated, just to kind of make it even stand out even more, especially with him having a record breaker and the player of the month and all that. So it's kind of like a little bit tricky to kind of determine what his rating could be. Andre Silva, 94 team of the season. So his goals have been consistent all season, has a couple informs and a player of the month, so, and been a big part of Frankfurt's front line, so should be pretty academic. Like Haaland's going to be pretty academic, just a question of like ratings and so forth, but he could be a very juicy card, maybe in a more improved version on last year, as it were. Obviously, he had a lot of special cards last year, and kind of this year's been no different. Lewandowski, 99 should have been what he should have been for team of the year, because he was like the best player last year, and he has been consistent throughout the rest of the season regardless, and should still be a 99. It would just be slight tweaks on the team of the year, but obviously it's not been the case. Subs and reserves, Gulashi is where I'm going for second goalkeeper. Then from there, Lineheart is maybe the one player you might see in some predictions if you follow the Bundesliga, and some people may not. I know Freiburg aren't doing amazing, but they were doing quite consistently well at times, and I felt Linehart's performances throughout the season have merited at least a spot. He might even be an objective, a moments, or an SBC, but I feel he deserves in the full team. That is just my preference. Then Stindl should get in for his form throughout the season. Obviously, as a player of the month as well, and an inform, so actually doesn't always necessarily mean it's academic, but he has been pretty much consistent. It's kind of like the norm with him nowadays. In the Bundesliga for watching Gladbach, so fair play to him. Guerrero's maybe another one that's a bit of a hit and miss shout. Some games he's there and consistent, but it was mostly because of his stats and what I was reading in German media was what was making me swing for him. And I think that's what sometimes it acts as a catalyst. Then Kostic should be pretty academic, couple of informs, very consistent this season, lots of good goals and assists. Been unlucky not to have more than two informs even, but it's what it is. Diaby consistent on all fronts, so can't go wrong with that, and a lot of eyes on him for where he might be leaving him this season. Weghorst, another good goal scoring season from him, so it should seal his spot. Reserves, Castells is my third choice goalkeeper. It's up for debate really. Could be Castells, could be Trapp, could be a lot. It could be Sommer as well. There's like 3 or 4 that are definitely in contention for that third goalkeeper spot, but we'll see what that one plays out. Angelino should have more specials than he does. He only has 1 in form. Oddly enough, he could have even been a shout for a player of the month, but regardless, he gets in my team season predictions. Amin Younes has been very impressive. Some games he's been like pretty much the difference maker in some games, and that's how he gets in my team of the season predictions. Dani Olmo showing that it was a good money spent from Dynamo Zagreb, and gets a spot in the team of the season. Continues quite a Spanish vibe in the midfield really if you think about Olmo and Angelino, so fair play to both of them. And then the last spot that I'm going for is Jonas Hoffman. Probably not the most desirable, but he is one that's probably been due a couple informs. He's only got the 1, but is what it is, and that's kind of my main 23 folks. As I said, we'll get through the potential moments, the flashbacks, and SBC cards as well that could happen, and so forth. So, team of the season moments cards, you could have the likes of Poulsen, Kramaric, or Kalajic. Kalajic is the forward, the Austrian forward, and also Nicolas Gonzalez is a shout as well, the Stuttgart forward. Flashbacks, Caliguri and Thuram spring most to mind. Thuram obviously just has a recent inform, but I initially had, even before the inform, I'd actually had Thuram marked down as a team season flashback solely because he's not been as consistent this season, and he just seemed like somebody that they would do. And then for like SPC's objectives, you've got Nkunku, Silas, Wamani Gatuka, Max Kruse, and Maximilian Arnold, kind of like the main kind of like 4 that were standing out. If I was honest, if Silas hadn't got injured, then I think it would have if he continued to play well, it would reinforce his chance in the team of the season. I think he only misses out the main team due to the injury, and that's how he might end up as an SBC, and could be a very desirable SBC at that. Don't expect him to be cheap, because there'll be he's became quite a novelty player in some people's eyes, like Danny Aarons for example, and people have kind of got that novelty element on him, so you never know. And Kruse obviously has been scoring goals for fun for Union Berlin, so been a big part of like their attacking front, so we'll see how this one plays out. Obviously could be harder said than done, but we'll give it a go nonetheless. Let me know folks in the comments down below who you think could get a team of season card from the Bundesliga Smash likes always, sub the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all later.